NASCAR has announced new rules for driver conduct after a crash after the deadly accident involving Tony Stewart and sprint car driver Kevin Ward Jr. When crashes occur, NASCAR says drivers are to shut off the car and lower the window net if they're not injured. Second, wait for directions from safety workers or NASCAR officials. And third, after a driver is told to get out of their car, they should go directly to the ambulance or track vehicle and not approach any race cars on the track. NASCAR will determine a punishment for drivers who violate the rules. But here's the problem. Those rules apply to NASCAR, not the sprint car series like the one where Stewart's car hit and killed Kevin Ward Jr. Eyewitness News reporter Rich Van Wyk went to a smaller track here in Indiana to see if they are looking at changing the rules too.
Everyone we talked to today here in Anderson at the Speedway, the owner, the drivers, all support NASCAR's hardline stance with drivers, a stance aimed at keeping drivers in their race cars and out of trouble. The Anderson Speedway is like a lot of other small regional tracks. It makes its own rules. When Mike Roberts bought the track 18 years ago, he banned drivers from getting out of their cars and trying to settle scores with rival drivers. On race nights, 30 cars or trucks are speeding 70 miles an hour around a track just big enough to circle a football field. A few drivers over the years have broken the rules. One is indefinitely suspended. The feeling is that NASCAR's rules are going to trickle down to smaller tracks and drivers in the minor leagues of racing.
I believe it will take heart to a lot of the drivers, and they'll think twice before they do something. A lot of the drivers know and respect Tony and seen what happened, and they don't want to see things like that happen again. They don't want to be a part of it.
But this is an emotionally charged sport. There are a lot of grudges. It's said that once you put on a helmet, your personality changes. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll put on a helmet, we'll race around with some drivers and see what they think. From Anderson, Rich Van Wyk, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
And Tony Stewart will sit out this weekend's race at the Michigan International Speedway. Veteran NASCAR driver Jeff Burton will take his place, and Stewart has not announced his plans for the rest of the season.